Hello
Hi, Bubby.
and welcome. Oh, dude, I wanted to do a thing before we started. It was gonna be like this because I figured out I can make my webcam like track my face, so it'll follow my face wherever it is on the screen. So it's gonna start like this, and then just be like, "It's not gonna
It's
do
not
it.
doing it.
Do it.
It's not working.
Do
Say no.
it.
It doesn't want to.
Do it."
I don't think you yelling at it's gonna help.
No, apparently not. There it is. Look.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. So I was gonna here. I'll do it better. I was gonna.
Okay, try again.
This is my intro.
Dun 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 dun.
What's up?
Seriously, that was perfect. Like my soundtrack to that was perfect.
It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
It worked. Totally worked.
Turn down my mic a little bit there. It seemed a little hot. Just a little hot.
Good evening, everybody, and for people that aren't here, maybe it just be me and you. I don't know. Stop playing with the webcam. We got serious stuff to talk about. Your face is gorgeous.
Me and Ryan Reynolds right here. See that shit? It's pretty good. Coming back.
Tonight's topic? Tonight's topic?
We're gonna be talking about social stinking media, and not stinking in a negative term, but just social media in general. I don't know why it's stinking. Why not?
We're gonna throw random words in between sentences. It happens. It's cool. This is the free-flowing subject matter.
And there's gonna be no stream issues this time because your boy got it figured out.
That's right. So come check us out. Come listen, because we're gonna get down on some social media and what exactly the cause and effects are. Bum bum bum.
Bum, bada, bum, 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 bum. So social media has become an integral part of everybody's lives, even to the point where some people are quote unquote addicted because like it's quote unquote it's up in the air a little bit. So stuff like Facebook, Twitter, and even Twitch give people the ability to react to what someone posts, likes, just their interest in general, and that's great.
It has been a great way for people to connect over. You're killing me with
This is going to be a problem, but it's going to be great.
It's going to be so
I'm going to use
distracting
this
the
for
entire
every
time.
stream now. Like,
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Get
let's
used to
be
it.
serious.
Yeah.
Social media has been a platform for us all to connect.
Yes.
It's a good thing, but it can also be a very isolating thing, to be honest.
Yeah, and we got to take both sides.
That's right. We gotta see it from the front and the back, so to speak.
Wait.
Look, it can't even. It tried to follow your face, but it didn't work out. So, like, can you?
Nah, it didn't even zoom out. Wow.
Oh gosh. Okay, it did that time.
Yeah, I'll get it to work.
All right, so let's get to the discussion part of this. Instead
Yeah.
of playing with the webcam, which is awesome.
I can't help it. I'm a fun guy.
You are. But
They
this
called
is
me
a serious
Mushroom in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. Okay. Focus, brother. Focus.
Sorry.
All right. So let's talk about social media. Let's talk about all the different platforms of social media that people are a part of. There's Instagram. There's Snapchat. There's, of course, Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there aren't very many people in this world that don't have a Facebook, but I can tell you I am one.
Yes.
And I choose so for my own behalf.
Yeah, and that was kind of the reason that I wanted to talk about social media this week so bad is because both me and you have experience with stepping away for a little bit. I did last year, and then you've been off of it for how long now? A decent chunk.
2 years, no Facebook.
No Facebook. Yeah,
No
so we both have a little bit of perspective from both sides of the coin. Because I'll tell you, I missed it when I didn't have it.
I did it first. It took an adjustment period, honestly.
It
because
is,
you're so
and it
used to
is.
scrolling and seeing people's lives and just wanting to be a part of that, even though
Yeah.
you're not.
Yeah.
It's an interesting perspective.
You're so used to talking to people every day, you know, just people
See, I never used it as a forum to speak to other people. I would post my opinions or my pictures. Like, that was always what I used it for.
Yeah.
And then it got to this point where I was like, you know what? I don't need other people judging my life because maybe I'm going to post something personal and then somebody's going to say something negative about it or they're going to disagree with something that I posted.
Yeah. And
Which
go ahead.
Which is indeed their right. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Freedom of speech. That's a real thing.
Well, kind of on that subject, a reason that I've always had trouble with social media is like, I get fearful of what people are going to think about my opinions and putting it out in public. And that's, I mean, I doubt a lot of people have that kind of take. You know, a lot of people are very strong-willed and all those things, and I am too. Just, you know, privately, I don't try to push anything on anybody. But that's one of the problems that I've always had with social media is, you know, how are people going to react to the stuff that I hold personal to me, and it's not the
your
same for
opinions
everybody.
and the things that you're passionate about.
Right.
Those types of things, you know, are very telling about a person, in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
What you put on your social media is basically a reflection of yourself. Even if you don't feel like sharing those deep thoughts, you may post something in an abstract way. You may make a comment on something that touched you in a certain way, but which is one good aspect of social media is that you have that connection, even if it's just briefly, to react to something someone else posted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is very powerful. It
Yeah.
really is.
And yeah, like I said earlier, it gives you a chance to really see a lot into somebody's life, and you know, obviously as much as they're willing to share. But it's weird because we're so close to each other now, but you don't really see too many people face to face anymore. Like I'll tell you right now, I hang out with maybe 2 or 3 friends that actually like come over and see me face to face. But other than that, it's just sharing jokes on Facebook or sitting on Xbox Live, and you know, obviously now that I'm here on the computer and all that stuff. Is the stream
Can I tell you my
frozen for
limitation
you?
is like my best friend lives with me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I spend most of my time with him. His children are here now, which is nice and fulfilling, especially because my kids aren't around as often as I wish they would be,
Mm-hmm.
or wish they could be. Well, media is a way I reach out and connect with people. This Mental Health Monday has been something I've been looking forward to doing because I've been looking for an outlet for all of this, let's say, knowledge that I've gained through going through therapy and trying to just spread what I've learned up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a good platform in order for us to do that. Your camera is so distracting. Like it zooms in and zooms out.
I like it so though. Kirsten had a good point about like talking about how we're kind of so invested in other people's lives because it's on these platforms. She said, but how much of the info is polished or edited? And that's an interesting thing too. That's a very interesting point. I see a bunch of bullshit on Facebook. I'll be real. I feel like Facebook is a lot of bullshit.
As well.
Yeah, yeah.
I think people use it as an outlet as well to post the bullshit, to just be like, you know what, this is how I feel about it, and I just want to create a stir. I want to stir someone's emotions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trolling, we call it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. So yeah, just obviously an opening situation here. But what I looked into a couple articles, and I found some like interesting things that popped up more than once that I never really thought of this perspective on, and that's why I kind of want to bring it up. I didn't want to just sit here and talk about generic social media views because everybody knows that it could be a toxic place or it could be, you know, a godsend. But one thing that I read that I thought was interesting is if you go to bed with your phone, you're actually like worsening your sleep throughout the night, and obviously you're staying up later to be on your phone. So that leads to like a drop in performance, whether it be your job, your relationships, your work ethic. I mean, it's losing sleep. It relates to everything. And that could lead to a huge drop in mental health. And that was a perspective that I never really thought about before, how it could be just like a branch of things that still end up getting you in a bad position pretty much.
there now, though, where there are apps that can like regulate your time that you spend on your phone, which is very helpful. And I think if people don't utilize those tools, or at least become aware that, laying in bed and scrolling through whatever social media platform you want to, it's not healthy for you.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely shouldn't be the first thing you do when you wake up, and it shouldn't be the thing you do before you go to bed.
Yeah.
You have to have your downtime to process your day.
Mm-hmm.
Rid of a lot of my social media. I only have 2 platforms, that's it, and this, so I guess 3. I've noticed a great uplift in my mood and overall. It's nice to not feel judged based upon my opinions,
Right.
and what I do post is something personal to me, and I've had people call me out on it, which is really disconcerting. Like, these people can't look at my life from my views, yet they feel like they can comment on it.
Right. And
which is
that's
encouraging, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing too, because it's like you're putting your opinion out there, so you're allowing it to have somebody to disagree with you, and it's because like you can't get mad at people for disagreeing with you, but it's just so frustrating. It makes you.
It definitely is.
It outcasts you in a way, So yeah, that's the double-sided coin that is social media.
Very good way to keep in contact. Brother, let me tell you, since doing this with you, I feel like our relationship and our ability to communicate has changed so vastly.
Mm-hmm.
We used to be like on the opposite ends of the spectrum, though we were both kind of artistically talented in our own way. Me with writing, and you can write too, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying I'm better at it or anything like that. Jeez.
That's
with
what I
writing,
heard. I don't know if anybody else heard that, but
I can write poetry.
I can't.
Okay, so that's what I'm talking about.
Well,
so I
shut
do
up.
poems, and I do drawings. I love to draw. Definitely
True.
not the greatest at it, but I enjoy it. It's one of those artistic outlets, and sharing those kinds of things and getting positive feedback is very rewarding to myself.
Yeah. Yeah, she drew an elephant once. It was good.
Yeah.
It was really good, really.
I sure did.
It's dope. I'm sure it's around somewhere still. Do you have it?
It's literally, if I had to go get it, like, I totally could, but I'm kind of like situated. If you want to continue
Maybe
talking,
we'll come
I'll go
back
find
to it. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like maybe at the end of the stream we'll show off your elephant.
I'll just like show off my elephant.
Yeah.
Because he's pretty awesome.
It's pretty great.
Liam, I named him.
Oh yeah, what'd you name him?
I named a couple of them. So the baby elephant was Gracie. The male elephant was Liam. They're all on, hit record, because that's where I do a lot of my posting. I guess I have 4 platforms of social media. Holy crap. The more I think about it, the more there are more.
They just keep coming up, man.
I know.
That's the thing about social media. It sneaks up on you.
Can I tell you? I mean, I've written poetry, and I've put it on there, and people read it, and it's 10 times more impactful, because you get to hear someone else's interpretation and their voice and their pauses, and then they kind of build it up, and it's like, oh, this is exactly how this was meant to be read.
Right.
I wrote it, and you read it, nailed it.
Yeah.
So that was very validating and uplifting, for sure.
Yeah. Well, see, I can kind of say the opposite side. I've had my YouTube channel for years, since I was like a freshman or a sophomore in high school. I ain't getting nothing. And people that do watch, oh, my dislikes are bad. And I know it's art. It's art, so it's suggestive, or not suggestive.
Subjective.
Subjective.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you. It's subjective, so. But I just check out my YouTube channel. Link below.
Follow Darion on YouTube. Oh, Seth. Sorry. Shit.
It's whatever. I don't care.
For any of you that don't know, I call my brother by his name, or I call him Bubby. So his real name's Darion-Seth. Darion-Seth. Hey, what's up?
Yeah. Yep. Now it's out. I'm never going to hear the end of it.
Your name is out there.
Yep.
I know. It's a beautiful name. Our mama gave it to you. You rock that shit.
I'm
how many Elises do you know? Like, how
Not
many for
many.
real?
I think I've met
Like,
one or two.
put a number on it.
One or two. Including you.
Including me?
Including
Oh, okay.
you. Yeah.
See? That's when it's real.
Yeah.
That's when it's real.
The only Darians I've ever met are girls. Interestingly enough.
Not gonna lie, me too.
Yeah. Yeah. See? Thanks,
Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah.
All right.
Rest in peace. We love her.
Yeah, she's the best.
We love her.
So many studies have examined the kind of relationship between mental health and social media, and abundantly, it shows that lower levels of social media usage are actually associated with better mental health. And I don't know the experiments that they did to figure these things out, but 9 times out of 10, that's what they concluded. So as somebody who's been away from social media for so long, how has that affected you? Like, does it change?
Okay, the camera's just getting me. Okay, so from my perspective, we'll forget the camera for a second. Okay, now
What are you
it's fall on your
doing?
hat.
I'm up here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Continue.
Your question was a good one. So I had Facebook before I got rid of it for like 10 years. I had, no, probably longer than that. I joined in like 2007. Like I was still in high school. So I had all these pictures from high school on there. Like, remember when MySpace was a thing?
Yeah, I used to do the HTML on there, dude.
Right? So like when MySpace was a thing, like I have pictures of us when we were like fucking kids. Like kids before you got all grown up. And I remember we went to that fair with Mom. I can't remember a lot, but I remember going to that fair and there's you sitting in the chair in the gravel. Oh my God, I'm totally gonna have to send you these pictures.
You have pictures
But
of
I got them because, yeah, because my MySpace is still apparently active, but I have no idea how to log into it. I won't lie. So I can literally Google my name and it will show these images, and so I downloaded all the images that popped up. Getting rid of Facebook was by far one of the greatest things I've ever done. I decided to get rid of it because I had a toxic relationship that started from Facebook because, believing in true love at, when you're 10 or so, I don't know, and have this huge crush on a guy that's older than you. It's like, oh, maybe this will work. No. Married after 6 months and talking to somebody on Facebook, that's a mistake. Think that shit through. My own opinion. I'm saying that's my opinion. Sorry. Ran over.
Kirsten brings up another good point. Dude, you're doing great. You're helping to keep the conversation going. I love you to death. Can't wait to see you after this.
I love you, Kirsten.
Do you ever feel like you miss out on like family updates and stuff? Is that something that you kind of miss, and seeing pictures and videos and all that stuff? Like, Ellie's a star on Facebook.
Can I just tell you that's probably... God, that's the part that sucks the worst. Can I just tell you that? Because when you or any other family members post pictures of Eleanor changing and growing, it breaks my heart. Although, Brandon, shout out to you because you share those pictures and videos with me so much.
He just said
Ellie
he just said that your roommate tries to help with that.
He does a phenomenal job. He does. He sends me stuff and updates me on new pictures of Eleanor because I love that Babs fan.
She's great.
That cuteness.
We're great.
I think that's the only thing I miss is being connected with you and Amber, because I don't really
reach
out.
Know,
I don't have. You know how small our family is. Our immediate family consists of you, your wife, your daughter, her husband, her kids, and then me and my 2 kids. And then Brandon's included in that circle because, he is. He'll always be included in that immediate family circle.
He is family. What are you talking about?
He is. That's what I'm just saying, all right?
I'm sorry.
Shout out to B. What's up? I love you.
What up, B?
He just walked by and said, I love you too. He's also going to get a dog because the dog's out here Arr!
Oh, lucky him. Lucky him.
Yeah. The dog actually listens to him. Sorry.
Not to you. That makes sense.
Only if I say HAM.
Ooh. Don't even get him started. So now a lot of the negatives and the positives are kind of discussed. I think all of us can agree that a strong social circle is good for our mental health. That's one of the biggest positives that comes with social media, and I think that's the reason that I eventually ended up coming back after a few months, because that's the only way I got to really communicate with my friends, and make plans and all that stuff. Because for a while there, I lived in Florida, and I made a lot of different friends, and so I deleted my old account with all my Florida friends that I don't talk to anymore, and it made me sad seeing how they were all still in Florida and I was back home and stuff like that, and I feel like that was really negatively affecting my mental health. So yeah, I got rid of it.
You felt like you were missing out?
Yeah, I felt like
you weren't a part of that group anymore.
It was my opportunity that I didn't have a chance to chase after anymore, really.
Right.
So
and that's a very valid feeling when you see people that you're striving towards the same goal, or this group of friends that you've had around.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're posting all these things that they're doing together and you're not there to be a part of it. That's hard to really work through.
Yeah.
But it's important that you do acknowledge those feelings and acknowledge that, missing out syndrome is real.
Yeah.
It's real. and
I suffer from it a lot, dude. I suffer from it a lot. But yeah, I dropped it for a couple months. It might have not even been a month. I don't know how long it lasted. I thought it was a good idea at the time. But it was nice to start fresh. Because I think on my old Facebook account, I had 800 something friends that I didn't even know who they were, half of them, and now it's a lot smaller and with a lot of people that I care about their opinions and stuff like that. And that's kind of a good thing about social media, is you can kind of pick your audience ish. It's always still open to the public, but
But there are settings that you can now change to make it more private, where that they can't read your stuff unless you allow them.
Yeah.
I do not ever see myself getting back on Facebook personally, just because it was toxic for me. I feel more validation and understanding through Instagram for me. Hey, that's Remy. He's in the podcast now.
There he goes.
And he's still back there just, walking all over my stuff. So I use Instagram, and I follow a lot of, because I do practice yoga, I use Instagram to follow different daily Stough messages, different yoga poses, and how to actually reach your goal of what you want to be at. Mm-hmm. So that's very helpful for me. It's also very validating because they use these Stoic messages to remind you, hey, your emotions aren't in control of you. You are in control of your emotions, which is something very hard for me because I'm a very reactive person.
Agreed.
Yes, very much so.
Agreed.
And I'm definitely a instantaneous gratification kind of person. I do not like waiting for the things I want to be done.
Yeah, I can feel that one as well.
Yeah, so it's nice to get on to a platform of social media and kind of relate my emotions to some of these posts and figure out ways that I can help dial back on, or at least be more aware of my feelings and emotions relating to my PTSD and overall mental health, because that's one way social media helps me.
Right. And what we're doing right now, exactly what you said. And I do think it's really cool that we can have an open platform like this to kind of just talk about what we want to talk about and start a conversation with people. And I think working on this has been really good for my mental health. Just like you said, it gives you something to look forward to. And I'm writing papers, dude. I haven't written a paper since high school. And I've never done a podcast or anything like that. So this is all completely new to me, but I like how it's evolving, even though this is only the second one. I feel 10 times more comfortable now than I did last week. And y'all better know that next week's gonna be a banger. So
So let me tell you, since you got to tell your side of it, I want to tell mine.
Sure.
So
Go
this
ahead.
is really actually very therapeutic to me. Since the whole COVID-19 thing has happened, Darian, I'm going to kick your ass with this stupid webcam thing.
Sorry.
Since the whole COVID-19 thing has happened, and I've been more or less secluded to my home, which is really hard. It's really hard to be alone all the time, especially when you look forward to like going to work and getting out of the house,
Yeah.
even if you're just doing those little things. This has been a way for me to kind of connect with people. And also when I feel like I need to disconnect, I do. There may be people that I talk to on a daily basis that I just stop talking to just simply because I'm like so overwhelmed. Today has been a really rough day for me, I'll be honest with you. And this is probably the first time I've smiled and or laughed all day.
We
It
did
was
it.
over. I mean, this does a lot for me, in all honesty. Just to be able to sit back and like have a conversation about mental health in general, because not everybody's going to understand exactly where I'm coming from or exactly where you're coming from. But
I don't think nobody knows where I'm coming from.
like your damn fucking webcam
No,
right
dude, I can't control it.
I can't even like take anything of what I'm saying seriously.
Okay,
like,
hold on. The stream's gonna
hey,
look really weird for like 2 seconds.
I can't handle it.
I'm gonna fix this.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, just keep
Okay.
talking.
Okay, so for me, my PTSD, my anxiety, and my depression have always been kind of benefactors of how I live my life, and it's been very impactful. I've secluded myself from a
Mhm.
lot of people, even from family for a long extended period of time. When I lived in Dayton, when I came back from Iraq initially, I secluded myself a lot. I like retreated away from what I thought was bad
Mhm.
and started creating like a whole new life, which didn't really work out, to be honest, because I need you and I need Amber.
Florida. Anybody
More than I
remember
can
what
say.
happened there? Yeah.
Like preach. Like it seems like we go through these moments where we have to like pull apart just to realize how important everything really is, and then rebuild from it. And social media is a great thing for that.
Yeah.
Because I missed you so much while you were in Florida. It was terrible. And Kirsten, oh my God,
We missed y'all too, man.
it was
We
terrible.
missed y'all too.
Because there's
Yeah. Yeah.
what year were you in Florida?
2017. We came back in 2016 to 2018. I want to say.
Really?
Is that right? 2015 to 2017. I was
Okay, I was
way
gonna
off.
say it doesn't seem like that's accurate at all.
My I
Because
got.
Beanie was born in 2015, and you weren't here for that.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. I'm terrible with time.
that's right.
I pay
Time
no
is
attention to it. It just
literally
goes. So
I live my life by time. It's part of my anxiousness.
yeah.
I have to know what time it is. I have to know what I'm doing for this time frame.
Yeah, 2015 to 2017 is when we were in Florida.
Yeah, that was a long time.
Social media helped super well with that.
It did, because in that meantime, while you were down in Florida, I got married again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then were you home for
When you,
mom?
when you got
When
married?
did you guys get? Yeah, that was June of 2017 when I got married. But were you home?
I don't think so. We came back for our wedding.
That was in September. No, God,
No,
no.
that was
Timing is way off.
Yeah, that was in December.
Mom passed in September of 2018. So you guys were already home because you came back in 2017, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
we were here when Mom died.
Okay.
But
Sorry, time is
getting
weird.
back to social media, like us, we basically got everybody to come to our wedding right through social media, through Facebook. Because we came back for our wedding for like a week. Yeah, we came back for our wedding for like a week, so we invited everybody, I think, through Facebook, and that's how we had such a great turnout for our wedding.
It was amazing and beautiful. Look, there's my girl. What's her doing down there?
Just sitting next to me. They got fireworks going on outside, so she's chilling with me. I don't know. All the old men are throwing fireworks. I don't know what's wrong with these old men over here. Wedding was dope. Thanks, B.
Wedding totally was dope. I went stag
I
to
was
that
pretty
wedding.
happy
It was
with
pretty
it.
cool.
I
in the party
was messed up.
by the end of it. Yeah, I think everybody pretty much
Yeah.
was.
That was a hell of an after party, man. I'll tell you what. Um, we keep jumping in and out of topic, and I don't know where
It's
we're
because
at.
it's really hard to talk about social media plainly. There's
There's
too
so many
much to be
aspects.
said.
Yeah.
Right, there's so much to be said, and it's so get out of here, Stinky. There's too much to talk about it. It can either impact you positively or it can impact you negatively, and you have to decide what you want to deal with. That's what it is.
Right. Right.
And that's each person's limitations. What can you handle? Can you handle someone else calling you names or putting down your opinion or looking at your family and being like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like,
Right.
because every person they have those trolls out there that are literally just out there to start shit.
Yep. Yep. I know what that's like, dude. I've been putting myself on the internet for a long time.
And it can be really discouraging. It
Yeah.
can be.
100%. I mean, there are still times when I get discouraged by doing Twitch and all that stuff, but it's
We are not going to be discouraged this time. This
No.
is something to impact people in a positive manner, and
yeah.
I hope that if you guys are struggling with any kind of depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, not even related to the military, it's a real thing. Please note that we are constantly have the suicide hotline up there. We constantly are having the crisis text number that you can text. Reach out for help. We are always open to receive anything that you want to say or anything you want to talk about. We are here to talk about our own struggles, and in part, social media had a lot to do with my struggle, and and sometimes it's encouraging and sometimes it's downright break you apart.
Yeah.
So just be made aware you're not alone. If you ever need someone, reach out to those text lines. I can tell you I've used them myself. The 1-800 hotline for suicide, they talk you through it. If you have a plan to hurt yourself, I call that number, talk it out. Trust me, you don't want to end up not being here the next day. Trust me. There's
Or
always...
waking up in the hospital.
You don't want to wake
That's
up
a
in a
bad
psych
time.
ward.
That's a bad time.
I've been there 3 times, guys. It's not fun at all.
Yeah.
And it teaches you something, but it is possibly the most loneliest place in the whole world, to be honest. It's isolating and overwhelming all at once. Rem, chill out, dude.
So, Elisa, Kirsten said, and I'll let you answer this, just because I'm curious about what you're going to say. I know you're a very motivated person. So, advice for when you get discouraged on social media.
Advice when you get discouraged on social media. So, for that, I'm going to look at it from this perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Say you read something that is not something you necessarily agree with, or someone comments on something that you posted that they don't agree with. So the most humble thing you can do is give grace. And I say this in a way to try and look at it from every single perspective. Not everyone is going to be able to see what you're trying to communicate. You have to imagine the world is looking through a pinhole this tiny.
Mm-hmm.
They can only see so much, and what you post, they may not see this whole story behind it. And so you have to give grace to people. You have to understand that they may not get everything that you're trying to communicate in your message. And if they don't, and if they want to comment something negative on your post or your picture, then you acknowledge it. You say, hey, thanks for taking the time to comment on this. I don't agree with you, or I do agree with you, or I see your point of view. And maybe turn it back and just give them some love back. Because let me tell you, more than anything in the whole world, love trumps hate. Love trumps hate. Be kind to those that are mean to you.
Good segue, my beautiful sister, because Brandon goes on to say, what are some ways to deal with constant online bullying on any forum? And for this, I actually want to go to about 2.5 weeks ago when we were doing a test run to see how this would work out on Twitch, and we got pretty much bombarded by like a group of guys that were being gross, to be fairly blunt. They were just being gross to Elisa and all that stuff while we were trying to figure out how this is all going to work. And I just said, I was straight up with him. I was like, hey, this is not the place for that, but you're more than welcome to hang around if you still want to be a part of the conversation. And I'll tell you what, and I don't remember if I told you or not, but I was streaming like last week. He jumped in my stream while I was playing some game, and he straight up said like, hey man, you kind of showed me that it's not right to just jump in and treat people like crap like that, and I'm glad I followed you. And I was like, dude, thank you.
That's beautiful. That is a testament right there to what kindness can do. Acknowledgement. Give people kudos. Acknowledge what they're saying. Be truthful. Always be truthful. That is so important. Be truthful to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Be truthful to your values, your morals, your life. You have to be truthful to yourself. God, I denied the truth for so long, and it just spiraled me down a hole.
Yeah.
And now I speak my truth. And if someone disagrees with me, I do not by any means put them down. By any means. If anything, I try to build them up. I try to tell them, hey, you're a great person. Just because we may not see eye to eye on this situation doesn't mean that you are any less or more than I am. This is just what it is.
Yeah.
Give grace, give love, give kindness, give reassurance, give validation, and look for that other perspective that you may not have given any kind of thought to.
Yeah, and he actually was here last Monday for like a good half an hour of the stream. He was here and he watched it, and
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That makes me feel really good. Like the fact that he messaged you and said that, like that's powerful. Like get that, even just we impacted one person, and that's what this is about.
It was super cool.
Impacting just one is enough. It's beautiful. God, it's beautiful. It like literally that just made my whole day. My day's been shit. My day's been fucking shit.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, sorry. I got like.
He's not on my follow list anymore, but I can find him in my followers. I'll definitely give him a shout out. And if you're watching, man, say what's up. We love you. It was really cool what you did. Yeah. So yeah.
I think that's phenomenal. That's fucking phenomenal. I can't even. That's uplifting and encouraging beyond words.
Yeah, it was super cool. It took me by surprise. In fact, I'm just gonna say something cool that happened to me this week, and I was super happy about it. Speaking of Florida, one of my friends from Florida that I haven't talked to in forever, he visited my stream earlier this week, and I got my first donation ever.
Congratulations!
Yeah, he donated $10 to the stream, and it blew my mind. Like that is
a BFD.
I wanted to melt in my chair. I straight up told like, don't ever give me money again, but thank you so much.
All the love, all the love.
You will use your money so much better than I will use your money. But that was just, social media, dude. It's got its ups and downs.
It absolutely does.
It has days where it makes us want to run away, and then days where, it makes our day. Just from a small interaction like those two examples. It's a give and take, and, excessive use and the way you use social media can depend on other people's views and likes rather than our own.
There's so much truth in that like it's all encompassing. I don't really know how much further we can really take this conversation when it comes to social media.
Yeah.
All I can say is that if you have certain platforms of social media that you find yourself becoming more depressed being on, take a step away, see how you feel. If there are things out there that encourage you, you follow certain people. In all honesty, I follow more posts about like spiritualism and like yoga and things of that nature to better myself. Thanks, dude. Shout out to B out there, guys. Just shout him out because he's awesome. So listen, real talk though, if you find yourself becoming more depressed when you're on any kind of social platform, you should take the time to disconnect for a little bit and really kind of walk through the reasons why you're feeling whatever emotion it is that you're feeling. Because there are different aspects of life that you need to be aware of. Emotional reactions to seeing something, that's a big deal. but you need to know why you're feeling that way. And that's when it's kind of important to like self-reflect, and maybe by taking a step away and looking at it from all the different areas,
Mm.
because you have to view things from every direction before you can actually make an educated decision, right?
Yeah. And yeah, I was gonna say, don't be afraid to kind of make compromises with yourself. Check your preferences. Um, if you are being harassed, set it to private. Set it to friends and family. And just look out for one another, for real. Don't let people put your boys down. You know, just like you shouldn't let your boys put the people down. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
It's the most
I can't.
poetic way I can think to put it.
It sounds real good, so awesome at the same time. It is important to support the people that you love, and it's important to, if you have a opinion that does not compare to the other person's, that's perfectly acceptable. Not everybody's going to agree on everything. Take the time to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Take the time to ask the questions as to why they feel the way they do, and then open your mind up to their viewpoint. That's important. My brother and I had a real conversation earlier. We're not going to get into the depth of what it was, but we had a conversation because I wanted to talk about something, and he's like, well, our views vary quite differently on these kinds of things. We had a conversation, and let me tell you, it just brought us closer together to be able to see it from his perspective and from mine. It was very enlightening. Have conversations. That's the only way you're going to grow. Ask the questions. Ask the questions that you want to ask. The things that you're like, I'm not sure if I could ask this question. Ask those questions. Just do it.
Yeah.
Broaden your horizons.
Yeah.
And I want to shout out Brian, because, God, if it wasn't for you, I would not be as broad as I am now. I would
Yeah.
not understand a lot of things that I do.
He hasn't said anything since the beginning of the stream where he said it looked like it was frozen. Um, but it was only frozen to him, so I don't know if he's having internet issues or what. But yeah, he was in here.
Yeah, I seen that he commented, but I really, I owe him a lot in the terms of growth, because he's given me a lot of literature that I've read and I've gained a lot from. If anybody's looking for some literature to help like grow, if you're open to book suggestions, or if you don't like to read, you'd rather do some audiobooks, I have a slew of suggestions.
And maybe that's a thing we can start doing. Like, you could recommend a book.
Absolutely. Let me just
week.
recommend one right now. So there is an awesome author out there. Her name is Jenny Lawson. She writes about anxiety. One of her books that she has is, I actually don't have it sitting in front of me, but it's called You Are Here. It is a beautiful book about anxiety and how she copes with it. I actually posted something on Instagram about it, and it says, listen to the little voice inside your head. Unless that little voice is telling you that you're worthless, then fuck that voice.
True dat.
And then, because we all have that little voice. And a lot of people think differently. They either think in words or images. Brother, how do you think? Do you think in words or images? I'm just curious.
Images. I
You
see life through a film camera lens. Like, everything.
That's interesting.
Yeah, everything is a movie in my head. Don't think in words. Never have, really. Like.
So really, it's pictures?
Yeah, 100%. When I used to listen to Linkin Park on the bus every morning, I was making music videos up in my head, man. Like, that's how I process stuff.
I think that's really fucking cool, because I've always thought in words. I've never thought in images. And that's why I think poetry flows so easy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have like this overall encompassing emotion, and then it's like words start populating in my brain as to how I can get it out.
Right.
You know?
I kind of wish I was like that. Because I will say, one of the downsides of like just having a movie constantly going in your head is, like, if you have some sad times and you think back on them,
dark.
you get like beautiful sweeping shots, and there's rain and people in umbrellas and shit, and it's just like the movie of the saddest shit that you've ever seen, but it's your life. So yeah, it has its ups and downs.
It makes it that much harder to like process.
It
I
does.
can imagine thinking in imagery. I know this has kind of gone off topic, but it also is important because a lot of people use social media as posting pictures, posting memes that, impact them, funny things, or things that are politically swayed, or, just things that make someone else smile.
And like
And I think,
blogs.
right, there's a lot of blogs.
It's basically a personal journal, you know?
Exactly. So a lot of people relate to imagery. So I find it very interesting, and that's how you think.
Yeah.
That blows my mind.
I can't help it.
I wonder how Amber thinks.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I want to
hard
ask her.
It's hard to tell by knowing her because she's a methodical person, but like also a very spontaneous person.
In case you guys don't know, Amber's our other sister, so that's why we're talking about her.
Yeah.
I'm sure most people watching this podcast know that we have a sister named Amber, though. So shout out to you guys that are still watching. I love you. It would be interesting to learn for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's originally that's what helped me learn music, is because I could picture how my fingers would go on the strings and all that stuff, and it's like a shitty photographic memory, basically.
I don't think that's shitty at all, because you picked up the guitar and learned it so quickly. Like, I remember trying to play guitar, and it took me forever to play Smoke on the Water, which is like, what, 3 chords?
3 notes.
And I was like, I can smoke on the water. And that was it. And it wasn't even the full song. It was just literally that part. So.
Yeah. First song I learned too, you know? First song I learned too. I know it.
Yeah, I'm not great at that stuff. I won't lie. I'm not good at the musical talents. I can't sing. I can't dance, even though it doesn't stop me from dancing.
Don't stop nobody from dancing.
That's right. You feel the beat. You just gotta be like, mm-hmm. Lizzo's my girl lately. Like, let me just tell you, I can get down to some Lizzo. And I would not even known about her if it weren't for Amber.
Yeah.
Because that's generally not my taste in music.
Amber knows the jams. She really does.
She does have some jams, but so do you. You introduced me to a lot of music that like touched my heart and soul. Don't just at me, like,
knock
you
it
have.
off.
You see, but you have.
But I love my taste of music. Yeah, that's true. You've introduced me to a lot of music. Foxy Shazam, come on.
Come on, Foxy Shazam was the shit.
Dude.
And The Used, because we
And The Used, yeah.
We rocked that whole album. I had that MP3 disc on CD that we'd put in that MP3 player, and it would play like the whole entire album on loop.
Yeah, dude. In Love and Death.
Yep.
One of my favorite albums of all time.
It's because it's a phenomenal fucking album.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got to music, but again, it's a part of social media. Like, literally, music is out there. You can reach it. You can find it.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you how weird it is? Because I'm listening to our conversation, but I can hear Brandon watching it in the other room.
So it's like a 5-second echo, you know?
It is. Not kidding. There it was. It just ended.
Echo. There it is. I heard it. Whoa.
Mind blown. Okay,
Mind blown.
We're getting a little off topic, and we still have 5 people that are watching, so we might as well make it worth their while, right? Let's talk about something real. Social media is real.
Oh,
Social media is impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you one of the biggest things that social media helped me find. And then I want you to tell me what social media helped you find.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So for the last 13 years, I'm young. I've been in the military. I've suffered from PTSD from my deployment in Iraq. And there's this awesome, incredible book written by Ken Falk and Josh Goldberg. It's called Struggle Well. Another book. I literally have books laying all around me as I'm sitting here. So they offer this awesome retreat to veterans, EMS, any like public service, police officers, anything like that. It's called Boulder Crest Retreat, and it's used for people to deal with post-traumatic stress disorder on any level. For me, I wrote to them and I got a response back immediately. They asked me what was my triggering experience. I gave them a summarization. I didn't break it down because it's really hard for me to get into conversation about. And I got accepted, and I'm going there to Arizona for the retreat And I'm super excited. This is something that's going to be huge for me to find other individuals that have experienced certain traumatic events the way that I have.
Mm-hmm.
There are always places that you can reach. And this is just a reiteration that there are always people, there are organizations out there that are so willing to help you if you need it. You just have to reach out. And that's the hardest part. It really is. That's the hardest, most difficult, terrifying moment is when you decide to say, hey, I'm going to tell you the truth. Please help me. But it's rewarding and you can get past it. And that's what it's about.
Mm.
Social media positively impacted me in that way. Finding Boulder Crest Retreat through the book.
Yeah.
I sought them out on Instagram and I reached out to them on their page, and it's been mind-blowing the amount of support that I've gotten just from that page alone.
Hell yeah, man.
I want to know what your most impactful social media account, what's been the most life-altering for you? What's impacted you the most?
I don't, I don't, I don't know if it would be life altering. I mean, I wouldn't consider like hearing about news, like a social media concept, even if you hear it through social media. But I'll say one thing that has recently impacted my life with social media is I joined a Facebook group about it was a bunch of Twitch streamers, and on every one of those places you go, everybody always wants a follow for follow. Like, you can't post anything without getting 100 comments that says, oh, if you follow me, I'll follow you back. And I don't want to do that. That's not how I want to get my followers. So that was always kind of irritating. But I joined like a smaller group, and it was probably like 9 or 10 people. And this was a couple weeks ago. But I went on there, the guy invited me from the comment section of the other one because I was like, I'm tired of trying to like put my name out there and everybody's just trying to steal off the post and like vampire off of what I'm trying to do. And so I joined his group that this guy made. I posted when I was going to be streaming, and all 9 of those guys all got together and jumped in the stream and flooded my comment section for like an hour and talked to me and were really cool with me and talking about how glad they are that I'm a part of the group, and
That's awesome.
how it's just like a support place to where you can actually find people and not, spam, basically.
Right. Right. Follow for follow is kind of crappy.
It is. It is.
It's kind of how Instagram is. I don't participate in that anymore. Instagram is more of my own personal outlet.
I'm going to earn your follow. I'm going to earn it. JPro39 says the VA and together we serve.com is good for connecting to, even just peer connections with shared experiences.
Yeah.
Seismic Shrimp, thank you for the follow, my guy. Thank you so much. Or lady.
I'll definitely be checking out the serve.com for sure, because if I can find more women veterans out there that have experienced what I have, that's more validating for me, because it's really hard for me to, don't get me wrong, I appreciate all the male vets out there. I'm not hating on any of you. It's just with my sexual trauma that I experienced in Iraq, I have a harder time connecting with males. I'm very weary of any kind of male interactions. Thus, this long span of singleness that I've been on, which is fantastic and growing. Growing? Is that a word? Yes, it's a word, but that's not what it means. It's the growth I'm experiencing.
Yeah.
Being single is being more self-aware of things that I can and cannot accept. It's helping me realign my values, my morals, what I think is important. It's so important.
Seismic Shrimp, no, she is the vet, not me.
I am an OIF vet, so thank you for asking. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I've served from 2009 to 2010, Operation Iraqi Freedom. We were there to do convoy security for semi-trucks moving supplies from base to base. I served in the TOC as a radio operator and also did convoy runs. I was deployed with the cavalry unit, which I was one of 3 females. So if that tells you anything, one of them was a lesbian, one of them was married. I was 19, single, and let me tell you, all these wrinkles that you see now were not there.
JPro is saying he meant to say togetherweserve.com, not just served.com. So it's
Okay.
togetherweserve.com.
Appreciate that. I'll definitely check it out for sure.
Yeah.
The more resources, the better. I can't stress that.
Agreed. I should have found a resource this time. I know I did last week. I totally dropped the ball this week. I did a lot of research yesterday, and I was typing notes, and I kind of just fell off the wagon. But it's going pretty well so far. We're just going to keep going with it.
We are just kind of rolling with it at this point.
Did you also drive the truck? You're a badass regardless.
You know, I was a fucking driver. I was also a gunner. What's up? Rocking that 50 cal.
Oh,
What you know about that 50 cal with the butterfly trigger? Sorry, that's the only way you can do it. You have to make it extra as fuck.
Can we get a thank you for your service in the chat?
Oh, no, we don't need all that, bro. We don't need all that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it anyway. Thank you for even recognizing my service. It was life-altering, to say the least. I lost myself for a really long time, but this is the beginning of me beginning to find who I really am.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I feel like me and you have kind of like, I don't know, we've been kind of parallel on our journeys. Obviously completely different experiences and completely different reasons for our trauma. But the pace that me and you have been growing and changing has been very similar, I think, over the years.
Can I just tell you that I'm so happy that it hasn't taken you till you're 30 to realize that you're fucking phenomenal? Like, I'm so grateful that you have such a loving, wonderful wife who is supportive beyond all, just beyond all imagination. Kirsten, I love you. You are my sister. You love my brother the way I could only dream of him to be loved by someone else. You are beautiful. You're an amazing mother. And for the first time, I get to see my brother be a father like you. I'm so proud.
I'm never going to hear the end of this.
Dad that you are.
Never going to hear the end of it.
I'm so proud of the dad that you are. You have to realize that. Guys, let me just shout my brother out right now, because to see him interact with my niece is beauty and grace, and it is heavenly. He is a papa that is in tune with his little girl. He loves her. You can see the hearts in his eyes every time he looks at her. And that kind of fatherly love is what everybody needs. And that kind of motherly love is what every child needs. And they are the most phenomenal parents. I love you both so much. That's my only little shout out I got. Just saying.
We're pretty dope. We're pretty dope. Sorry, Shrimp. Sorry, man. Stay strong, man. Stay strong. If I can see in this dirt, you can do it too.
Look, if I can sit here and talk about it without crying, like it's real talk. It's so important to have that support system.
Come here.
Is that my L's? Are we gonna get some L's in here?
Yeah.
You guys gotta see my beautiful niece. You gotta see her. She is the epitome of love itself, raised by the two most wonderful parents.
And she's got the cutest little dress on.
Hi! Babs, what's up, girl? You can't hear me, huh? Because Daddy's got earphones.
You hear?
Hi, Els. What are you doing, Babs?
Look.
Babs. Hi, baby.
She's like, where the heck is that coming from?
I can hear sound, but I don't know where
right
it's
here,
coming
look.
from.
Ellie Belly. Follow the
Babs.
finger. Follow the finger right over there.
Babs, I'm trying to get your attention being extra on the screen. Blah, 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 blah.
Nope.
Nothing. Nope, she don't care. She don't care.
She's enjoying listening, though. So,
it's
know,
cool.
whatever.
Her face right now, she's like all tilted.
She's
like, this is
Look
very
at that
intense.
face, dude. Oh,
This
she
is
might be
intense.
looking at you on the other screen.
Hi, Babs. Hi, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
Hi, baby. Hi.
You see her?
You gonna say hi? You say hi?
Go hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
There she is.
There it is.
Hi, honey.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love her.
Love you. Now get out of here.
We're going to continue our stream. We have approximately 28 minutes left of this.
And you are welcome.
That was beauty at its best.
Babs break.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know what it is. I'm all about the beats today, apparently.
You're, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
It has been a rough day. Like, it really has been a really rough day.
Would you
This
like,
has been the
do you want
highlight
to
of
air
my
out
day.
some grievances?
I mean, are you willing to listen? Because there might be some cursing involved.
It's an open platform. I mean,
Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna let everybody know I'm about to say some curse words. Okay. So, I love my career that I am on right now, but the overwhelming responsibility of when someone else isn't picking up their duties is hard to handle.
I know that
And I am
life.
not I'm not a person to throw anybody underneath the bus. I will literally struggle until I fall. And then it is apparent that I'm failing at something because I can't handle everything that's being tossed at me. I struggle with asking for help. And that is something I'm really working hard on. I want to shout out B because when I was trying to fix my toilet today, he asked if he could help, and I said no, but I really could have used his help. But I'm a stubborn ass, and I'm like, if I can't do this by myself, I'm no good. I just have to figure it out, and that's something I'm working on. It's hard to be stubborn. It's really hard to be stubborn. And plus, being an independent person, since you were like, I don't know, 17 when you sign your life into the military and you're just expected to learn how to do everything. And then you're growing with this military ideology that you have to follow orders. You don't ever make choices. You're just following orders. And then all of a sudden you're 30 and you're out of the army and you're like, what the hell? I got to make my own choices. Like, I have to pick what I have to wear today. I have to pick what time I have to get up. I have to make my own food. Like, I can't just walk through the line. These are like constant struggles for me, and they're little tiny choices that people make on a daily basis, and it's so hard for me. And I can tell you 97% of the time I won't eat simply because of the fact that I don't know what the hell I want to eat unless somebody tells me what I'm eating. It's the most ridiculous thing.
Right.
There's just so many things that come along with being in the army, especially at such a young age, and it warps you into this kind of like almost dependent upon orders kind of person,
Mm-hmm.
unless you are the person giving the orders. I made it to E5. I was like the bottom person given the orders, and I sucked at it, I'll be honest. I suck at telling other people what to do. I don't like being a boss.
Me too.
I don't like it. I would rather be like, hey guys, let's do this together. Let's figure this out together. If you can't do it,
Yeah.
I'll do it. So
Uh,
today was a lot of that for me.
right. Just a bunch of internal struggles.
Yes. A lot of internal struggles, a lot of making decisions and moving forward with them. And this is just one day. One
Yeah.
day of many.
Yeah. If it makes you feel any better, Shrimp says he's in the same boat as well. He's
It's
feeling that struggle. B said the transition struggle is real, so
it
it's safe to say we be struggling out here.
it is, but in the struggle is where you find what you are truly capable of. Making those small decisions and owning that decision is imperative to growth.
You got to go through the
Make the
ringer.
decision. That's
Yep.
right.
You got to go through the
And
ringer.
every day is round 2. Every day is round 3. I mean, I'm constantly being berated inside my head. I've
Yeah.
written about it. I have. I've written poetry. If I had my poems handy, I would read you the one I wrote specifically about being berated inside my head.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. I forgot to grab that book, and I'm not getting up.
Dang.
Hashtag
The
lazy.
struggle is real. You know what I'm saying?
Hashtag lazy. Just kidding. It's just because I'm like connected here, sitting in front of my wood burning stove on the floor, legitimately sitting on the floor. I
Yeah.
prefer to sit on the floor, as weird as that is.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine.
You don't think it's weird?
No.
Okay.
No. I went for years without wearing shoes. Sitting on the floor ain't that weird.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, like, I think during my childhood, I went years without wearing shoes as well. I think that was just kind of a thing we did.
I was in high school.
Well, that's a little different.
Yeah,
You were a
a little
flops
hippy
guy.
dippy though.
Yeah, you were. You were totally a hipster.
I
But it
s-
was cool.
Yeah,
You rocked it.
I did.
You still kind of rock that mentality a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. A little bit, yeah. Just a little, not a lot.
Man, I woke up one morning and I was like, I don't understand stereotypes whatsoever, and it still doesn't make sense to me because
That is such a powerful statement.
I don't feel like a hipster at all. Uh, but I guess I like have tendencies, you know? Like I listen to that kind of music and I vape and stuff, so people put me in that category a lot and I'm just
I
like,
don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair
it's
whatsoever
interesting.
because your musical tastes are on such a broad spectrum. Like you listen to a lot
I
of
listen to
different variants of
everything.
music.
Yeah.
So do I. Like that's why
Yeah.
we jive so well with music.
We share that shiz. Shrimp says, "Do you guys know Binging with Babish? I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever um, watched it.
What is binging with Badish? Can we get a comment on what that is? Is it music?
Yeah, Shrimp, hit us with some more information on that. I'd
Yeah,
be more than welcome to hear about it.
expand my mind, man.
It's what we all
I wanna know
about,
all I can do.
right?
I'm gonna cough, so I'm gonna
All disgusting. Oh, gross.
sorry.
Oh, God.
Well, listen. People have bodily functions. It happens. Coughing happens to be one of them. We can talk about the other kind
No,
if you
we're
want.
good. We're good. We can just move on.
We're gonna move on past bodily functions, and that idea is gone.
But yeah, my day. I had a pretty decent day. Not to put down your struggle of a
no.
day today.
Lift
But
me up with your good day. Like
we woke
it's
up
not a comparison.
early. I mean, early for me, because my sleep schedule's been fucked since I've been stuck in the house for months. We woke up early, went to the eye doctor for Babs, and she's getting her lazy eye fixed. And we had her try on some cute little glasses today, and holy crap,
Dear God, the beauty
so
of that.
cute, man.
I can't even tell you. I can't
Oh
even tell you.
my God. So my day was pretty good because I got to see that little girl wear some tiny little glasses.
Pink frame glasses. They were adorbs.
Yeah. Yeah, so here in about 2 weeks, she's going to have her own prescription glasses that she's going to be wearing, and it's going to be super cute. And that kind of made my day because I was like, taking care of my girl. Our parents would never do shit like that. And she's cute as hell, so it's a double
Can I just
whammy.
say, shout out to Breaking the Cycle. Breaking the Cycle. You're breaking the cycle. That's what this is about. What it's about. Breaking
I'm
the cycle.
redefining the
Growing.
Stough name, dude. I'm
That's,
rebuilding
you are.
it.
That name is yours and yours alone.
Yeah. Nobody else has it anymore. It's just me, so I'm building my kingdom right now, you know?
That's right.
Shrimp said Binging with Babish is a cooking YouTuber. Changed his life. I used to hate cooking. I usually eat garbage food during the day, but maybe he can help you with your food choices. But because of him, I like to cook more. That's great. That's actually super cool. We watch a lot of cooking shows here at our house, too. We watch, like, Good Mythical Morning. We watch Josh do all those crazy recipes that if you're looking for something to make you laugh, that's definitely a good place to go. And then she also watches another channel where they make like crazy versions of store-bought food, and that's really fun, entertaining, just uplifting stuff too. But I definitely recommend. I think it's like Mythical Kitchen or something.
Well, heck yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for the food suggestion. I won't lie to you, my roommate cooks all the food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's what B said. He said someone pretty much cooks for her.
Yeah, not gonna lie, he definitely made some bomb-ass pork chops tonight. I just haven't eaten yet because it's been a crazy evening. I was trying to fix my toilet, which has been leaking, which ruined my bathroom floor. So we got a lot of home projects going on all at once, but this is my time to sit back, reflect, and honestly appreciate what I do have and appreciate my brother, my sister from a different mister, but married to my brother from the same mother. Look, don't make me get out of Dr. Seuss books because, like, legit, we can have y'all rolling
Oh
with my
my
brother beatboxing
God!
and me rapping.
Don't even. Don't even.
There is a clip out there somewhere of him beatboxing and me rapping Fox and Socks, and if you haven't seen it, you're missing some hilarity because
You'll never find it. I buried that
shit
shit
was
deep.
Come on, that was awesome.
Moving on, Kirsten said, Maybe learning cooking will be a good art for like painting, but nutritional, which I definitely agree with. I mean, cooking can be pretty dang therapeutic. I know there's a lot of times where I'll be helping her prepare dinner and just preparing and cutting stuff up and like sitting there having a conversation with her, cooking dinner with her. It's a pretty cool thing. And it is
That's
very
a beautiful
artsy.
thing that you guys share. Like that's an awesome thing that you guys can share.
Yeah. And
I
you make food different every time. Like we started looking up specific recipes and buying food for specific recipes. We're trying to kind of expand our palates, as some would say. And that's been a lot of fun because every time we make it, we make slight adjustments and stuff like that. So I definitely compare it to like a fun art project that me and Kirsten do together.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. Shrimp says Babish usually makes food for movies and TV shows. That sounds super interesting. I would love to watch that.
So I guess that would probably be really pretty food.
Yeah, or maybe like some really disgusting food,
Like the kind of food that they make for like the McDonald's commercials when it's not really food.
Yeah, where it's just like glue kind of poured
Right.
on a. I
Let me
doubt
just
he
tell you
does
what
that.
Oil right now, it's not syrup. It's oil. I'm pulling oil on pancakes just to give them that
Yeah.
extra fluffiness.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna say Peppa Gamer 29 for the follow. We really appreciate it, man. Welcome to the open forum. If you want to take part, just jump right in. Shrimp said,
Mondays. What? Sorry.
what? Shrimp said some gorgeous food and sometimes food you can't even eat. Oof. Like, are we talking quantity?
Or just
Or just
quality.
like it's poop?
Like, what is it that you
Is it
can't eat
poop?
about it? Not good? It's not good.
But yeah, I definitely attribute cooking to a really fun art project, for sure.
I'm glad that you find that artistic. I do not. I absolutely loathe it. The whole process of it. I don't like it.
When you watch a bunch of YouTube videos of people making some bomb-ass food, you're like, I want that, and the only way I'm getting it is if I make it. So,
I honestly cannot relate to that feeling because food is like, if I could get away with not eating ever, I would totally just never eat.
I do that unintentionally. Like, I never eat breakfast. I usually don't eat until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Sometimes. I mean,
So you fast, basically?
yeah, but unintentionally. Like, I don't feel like eating, so I just don't.
Do you think that has something to do with like our upbringing? Like, because do you remember we never had breakfast at home? Like, we
No.
never had breakfast ever. We always got breakfast at school, and that's
Yeah.
only if we made it there in time to catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Just an interesting question
I mean,
have. Like,
that's kind of true. It definitely could be. Yeah, even throughout high school, I literally just I started drinking coffee in high school, so I had a cup of coffee every morning, and that was basically my breakfast. Shrimp said like chili with Peeps and M&Ms.
What?
Ooh.
no,
Ooh.
just no. Hell to the no.
Yeah, that's
That
a
sounds
hard one to
terrible.
get behind. Yeah.
Like, that just sounds awful. Peeps in general are just awful. Although my
I'm
children
not a
love
big
them.
I'm not a big Peeps fan either, but I'm not a fan of sweets.
Oh, I'm all about those sweets.
I'm not like savory all day. I like spicy. I like savory. I don't like sweets.
I don't like spicy.
Brandon said chili's chili.
I'm a bland person. Like, I don't even salt and pepper my food. I'm gonna tell you honestly.
Oh, you monster.
Like, I know. Like, my buttered noodles just get butter and noodles. Boom, buttered noodles.
Oh
no salt,
my.
no pepper.
What?
I know.
Oh, that's blasphemy in this household.
But deny my asparagus. You've tried my asparagus, right?
Your baked asparagus?
Yeah.
Yeah, we took that.
I
We make
the
that.
most bomb-ass asparagus. Like, just simple. It's simple. I don't put extra shit on it. I'm just like, oh, salt, pepper, little olive oil. Boom, asparagus, and it's delicious.
Boom.
I could eat asparagus for lunch like every day of my life.
We-
Brandon recently,
How?
I'm gonna
Oh,
throw
go
this
ahead.
out this.
Mhm.
Brandon recently made pad thai with rice noodles and veggies.
Yeah.
Dude, like, I
We're
keep
on a
telling him to make
dangerous
it every
subject
day.
now.
I know, we can talk food all day. Like, I keep telling him he needs to make it again. Excuse me, if you're watching this, you need to make pad thai, although I know you hear me yelling about it in the next room over. Where's my pad thai for lunch all week?
We started making artichoke hearts, like you make the asparagus in the oven.
Oh.
It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. But you have to understand, people. Artichokes was like the creme de la creme in our household, you know. When our mom's boyfriend was feeling a little wealthy, we had artichokes that night, man.
That's right. And we're pulling those leaves off and we're dipping them in mayonnaise and scraping them with our
Oh.
teeth. And we're like, oh, let's get to this heart.
What a luxury. What a
was
what a luxury.
Food stamp life.
Right.
Yes.
That's how we knew it was the first of the month, is when we got artichokes.
Right. When we had those food stamps, our cabinets were filled. By the end of it, we're eating fucking saltines with peanut butter on them and tea. That was our lunch. Saltines when we got home from school with some peanut butter. I'm going to eat that up. I still find myself craving that on occasion. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Seismic Shrimp is a huge fan of pad thai. Kirsten said baked tilapia. Oh yeah, we're trying.
What?
Yeah, we've never cooked fish before, so we tried to cook fish. So we made some tilapia the other night. Oh my god, it was so amazing.
So I may need to hear about this, more so on here or off here. But like, I want to kind of incorporate fish into my diet since I don't eat very much meat at all. Like, I very rarely eat meat at all. I think that's why
Missing
I have like
out.
some iron deficiency. Look, Brandon and I were swapping punches, and like I had this huge ass bruise on my thigh from him hitting me on. I don't know what's today. It was probably Saturday.
You need to get some protein, dude.
I know, that's why I say I need to eat more meat.
Yeah.
That's what I was going for. Like, I'm almost anemic.
J Pro asked, "Did you do the ramen noodles with a beef cube or chicken bouillon?" I've never done that, but my wife prepares ramen noodles in a really interesting way. She gets one of those, like, I forget what brand they are, but they're like the tiny little pot pies. She'll get like a little chicken pot pie, roast up her noodles, and then she'll just mix that shit together.
Dude, Kirsten, why don't you share these ideas with me?
It's pretty bomb. Like,
That's like right up my alley of like efficient cooking.
yeah, that's her like banquet pot pie and ramen with little to no juice. So like she'll still put the flavoring in the pot pie and all that shit. She just won't mix a bunch of water with it and just stir all that shit together and eat it. She loves it.
You're my literal hero of life. Any like recipes you want to share with your sister-in-law? Like, Marco Polo this bish.
Yeah, we got it going on over here. We've been really stepping up our dinner game. Now that we have a little one in the house, it gives us an even better reason.
It's because you guys are such amazing parents. Like, you are the parents that I wish I had when we were growing up. God.
Me too, dude.
But you know what? We are who we are because of the struggles that we've been through, and we have to own that and grow through it.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's where we're breaking the cycle. That's where you're being a better father to your daughter than your father's ever been, or our father. You know what? I can't let's just leave it there.
Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah, it's important to always keep evolving, and if you think you have an expectation out of life, double it and go for gold every time. Right after Ellie was born was probably like the worst I've ever felt mentally. New father, didn't know how to handle it very well. Kirsten was still working while I was taking off work to help take care of the baby, and all that stuff was so super stressful. And I hit like a really bad low, but you gotta
push through.
I gotta give her some good shit, and I'm gonna. And that was the end of the conversation in my head, and ever since then I've been on the up and up. My life is no longer about me. I'll put it that way. My life is no longer about me. I have nice things though. I treat myself. But,
That's important.
I can't enjoy it too long without the little shrimp coming in here and trying to play with everything. So, in every aspect of my life is different, and that really helped me take a new stance on how I think about myself and how I think about the world. So, little piece of advice: not going to say have kids, especially if you're not ready, but just if you have an expectation for yourself, or if at this current moment you're down on yourself, just know that set your expectations high, and just keep going.
Very well said.
Just keep going.
There are moments being a parent, it isn't easy.
And I feel like I have to say that because the reason that it was a mix of like my mental wellness and also the fact that like I'm thinking this way and I have a kid, and that's a hole that you gotta dig yourself out of right there. But you can do it. You can totally do it. And
You can.
that's another important thing. Treat yourself. Treat yourself.
And don't ever neglect to give yourself some grace. You should definitely do that. Being a parent isn't easy. Wanting to be a parent isn't easy either.
Yeah. Yep. It's knowing that it's a one-way path after that. Not saying that your life is over or anything, but you're gonna drop a lot of the things that you thought were important to you. But yeah, I don't know how many of you are parents. I know a couple of you are. Shrimp, you guys are awesome. You're awesome, man. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for the follow. We really appreciate your view. Treat yourself. Really? Yeah, get yourself a pint of ice cream, my guy. Treat yourself. Because, for a long time I thought my mental health had to deal with how I treat other people, but it's really about how you treat yourself. You can't make other people feel good just by sheer willpower alone. You gotta feel it yourself and just admit it. Admit it. Kirsten said sounds like her kind of treat herself. Well, we have ice cream in the freezer, love. Treat yourself.
You know what? I'm probably going to treat myself as well because damn.
That's my lesson for the night. Treat yourself, dude. Treat yourself good.
Talking about being a parent is hard for me. It's like this never-ending struggle, Bubby.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that.
It makes me want to cry, but it makes me want to celebrate you even more because of how great of a dad you are. Like, you dug yourself out of that hole with no problems. I lived in that hole for a long time, and it's constantly a shadow over my head. But it doesn't mean I'm not.
You're getting it now.
Shining it, you know what I mean? Every once in a while, I'm shining through that cloud, but the cloud's still there. My shine is breaking through every once in a while, and I'm making progress, and I'm going to continue to make progress. It is not easy. It's not easy. Every day is a battle, so if you're struggling mentally, just know every day you have to wake up and you have to give it 100%. You have to. Even on days when you only feel like you have 15% to give, you give 100 of that 15%.
And it's
every day.
It sucks ass some days too, not gonna lie.
Days suck.
Man. Like, I keep talking to, I even tell my wife about how like doing this Twitch stuff is so important to me, and I can't tell you how many times like I haven't felt like doing it, whether because like I don't feel good about it, or like I know nobody's gonna be in here or anything like that. But this is like my treating myself basically. This is a project that I like to work on, and it keeps my mind busy. So,
in all honesty,
I put so much into it.
I'm glad that we decided to do something like this. You approaching me with this idea even was altering for me. It was a moment where I was like, oh my gosh, like this is an incredible idea. Although I do not have the best setup, obviously I have this really cool headset, which everyone has to be a huge fan of.
Oh yeah.
It's really important, especially because I am trying my fucking hardest to be better than the person I was the day before. And it is hard when people are constantly putting you down, but all you can do is keep standing back up. No matter how many times you get knocked down, you just got to stand back up. And having your support, having Kirsten's support, the things that you guys have done for me recently, especially, I love you guys so much. Just your support, your love, your speaking on my behalf of my growth and my continuing trying to get better. Like, wink, wink, I love you, motherfucker.
I got you. I got
Like,
you.
I got snot running out my nose and getting all emotional.
Welcome to Mental Health Mondays.
Or maybe it's that COVID.
Uh-oh. Disconnect. Oh.
Now y'all have it through my mic.
Oh God. Shrimp said, "Are you guys working?" I'm not. Elisa's working from home. Yeah, I haven't worked in about 2 months, and it's unknown when I'm going to be going back. So that's kind of why I've been streaming. I'm going to continue it when I go back to work. Actually, the schedule that I made, which you can see below if you are interested, I've kind of worked it around to where even when I go back to work, I'll still be able to stream on the days and the hours below. But Elisa's
And
working from home.
Every Monday for
Every
Mental
Monday.
Health Mondays. This is the only day that I join. I'm not a video gamer. I don't do online stuff in general. If by any means you want to reach out, if you have something, you can always find me on Instagram. I'm not trying to promote myself on Instagram, but like
What
you
is
can
it?
find me. I think my username. Let me actually look so I can actually make sure I say the right thing. Because this is something I do all the time.
While you're doing that, Brandon said, "Tell you what, I am more and more proud of these two every day. They've been through some shit and just keep on pushing forward and become amazing adults." Thank you, Brandon, you big lug. Love
Okay,
you, man.
so my Instagram, if anyone's interested in following, I post a lot of positive stuff. I also post a lot of growth stuff, yoga, things of that nature. My Instagram is UH_LEE_SA 4449. That is my Instagram. You're more than welcome to direct message me. I do have it set to private, so if you want to follow me, you'll have to request. I do that because I only accept certain people because of my mental health issues. If you're going to be on there to be a troll, I will block you and delete you. If you're on there for positive energy, feedback, whatever it might be, share a good story, a laugh, I would be more than happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. If anybody's interested in following, they can. I also kind of started a kindness movement here in my town. I have certain hashtags. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see it. I have cards that I pass out to random strangers for doing little kind things for others. I think it is important to acknowledge those kind gestures in people. Make sure you say thank you. Make sure you say please. Just minimal contact with humans. Acknowledge people's existence. You don't know how much that means. Just to say hi, to smile at somebody makes a difference.
It makes
Just
my
be
day.
kind. Be kind and inspire kindness. Inspire each other.
Yeah.
That's all that is like my life motto.
Shrimp, yeah, we're all safe, man. I appreciate you having a lookout for us. But yeah, we're all good. We've all been taking our own precautions, wearing a mask to the store and all that stuff, and we should
Hey
try
buddy,
and do
yoga
some.
might be hard, but there's a beginner course. I could teach you some basic yoga moves to just help with relaxation and breathing. If you're interested in that, my down dog is on point. That's the app I use, by the way. It's called Down Dog. That's where I get my yoga from. It's kind of a joke, but
Down dog.
It wouldn't make any sense. My sense of humor is terrible. Anyway,
We should try some yoga. Maybe we should.
let's do it. Like we
I don't
can
know.
we can do yoga. Like I will fucking share the feed on my phone with you guys. We'll all do it together. Like a yoga day. Let's do it.
Yeah, my back hurts sometimes.
Dude, I know all the poses to help with like back pain. I know the poses to help with sleep, with digestive issues. Like I know them all. I do.
Yeah.
I'm expanding my mind by learning yoga.
Shrimp said he started out with the beginner course and he was sweating. Oof. Oof. Hey, sweat it out.
I
Sweat it
have
out.
pictures of when I first started, and I am drenched, literally drenched in
Doesn't that
sweat.
mean it's working? You know?
That's right, because you're trying.
It's
It's
an
really hard 'cause
exercise.
you have to like sync your breath, which is incredibly difficult. Like your breath with your energy and be able to move fluidly through the movements. It's incredibly hard, but it's so rewarding afterwards. Um, it's 8:32, so it's getting close to me getting ready to zonk out. I want you to read your ending statement for everybody to hear because it impacted me powerfully, and I hope it impacts others the same way. So please close us out with that beautiful statement that you had written.
All right, about a subject that we haven't talked about in like 45 minutes. That's cool.
We have talked about it a lot, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
So my closing statement about the whole thing, social media. We got off topic there, but all in all, social media is a give and take. Excessive use and the way you use social media can. What did I mean to write there? Sorry. Excessive use and the way you use social media can make us depend on other people's views and likes. That's a joke, rather than our own. And I think that's a really big issue with the mental health stigma that comes with social media. Is it's as I described earlier, like it's almost an envy train. It's an envy machine because everybody's posting their best life on there, and even some of that's not real. So, I know, I'm sure all of us here have experienced some instances with social media where we kind of felt like we were missing the boat or missing out on something that we would really enjoy to be a part of. But you're here at Mental Health Mondays where,
So with that
come
being
join
said,
in.
this is the last little bit of tidbit of information. I'm going to leave my last little comment because my brother's comment really impacted me. This is my little end note. Nothing can harm you as much as your own thoughts, unguarded. Guard your thoughts. Be mindful of what you're saying to yourself. If you won't say it out loud to someone you love, do not say it to yourself internally. Don't. If it's not something that you can say to somebody you love, do not say it to yourself.
And that
Thoughts
is
become your reality.
powerful AF. If I would have taken that quote to heart at my lowest points, God, I probably would have been a different person. So that's
Pass it on.
That's some
Make
great
it known.
stuff. And yeah, pass it on, 100%. If you like the stream today, make sure and give us a follow so we can see you back here next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on twitch.tv/BAPRSeth. I will be streaming again on Wednesday, same time, 7 p.m. You can come back, play some video games with me if, this isn't exactly your jam, or even if you want to take part in both. I'd love to see you. And, we really appreciate everybody that came in today. And, yeah, we really hope to see you next week because this is something that is really helpful for both of us, and we're happy to do it. And if it provides any kind of satisfaction or service to you, then that's just all the better.
Exactly.
Anything else that you'd like to say?
I also want to thank everybody for who contributed with comments. B, I know you're in the other room. Shout outs to you. Brian, thank you so much for being such a downboard for me. Brother, thank you so much for bringing this to me to spread the word to the word. I say the word
The
like it's some
word.
sort of religious thing, but it isn't. It's just ideas and thoughts and being able to process it. It's just about expanding your mind, basically, and being aware that you impact others on a daily basis. So be kind, give grace, and look at everything from every point of view that you can before you say one mean thing. Because you can't take back that one mean thing once it's out.
Yeah.
So if you're following, thank you. If you're not, I hope you do. And you know what? For me, that's it.
Yep. Shout out to the new followers that we gained this stream. Seismic Shrimp, you've been awesome, man. We've loved having you in the chat, keeping up the conversation. and Peppa Gamer 29. Really appreciate your follow, man, and I'll try and keep you here the best I can. And we really just want to thank you for giving us a platform to come and talk on and let out some of our grievances, and hopefully you got to let out some of yours as well. And we will see you next Monday.
Also, if you know anybody else out there struggling with any kind of mental health issues, please feel free to share this channel, share this Mental Health Mondays, push the word out, because honestly, my overall goal is to impact as many people as we can positively, to learn new coping mechanisms, to be able to talk about the hard things. Today's topic was really kind of light and airy, and it led into a lot of joking and laughter, but mental health is a serious condition that's impacting people every day. There's 22 suicides a day from our vets. That itself speaks alone. Suicide is on the up and up with our generation. Loneliness, isolation is a real thing. We want to create a community where you feel welcome, where you can speak your mind and know that you are not alone, because you're not. If you need help, please reach out to the crisis lines that are on our page. They're streaming, the 1-800-SUICIDE hotline number, the crisis text number. They respond instantly. You're not alone. If you need the help, reach out. It's important. Be kind to one another, lift each other up. Love trumps hate. That's all I can say. Again, just reach out if you need help. Don't be another statistic, please.
Yep, and yeah. I hope you guys come back, and we had a blast. And that is the wrap on week 2 of Mental Health Mondays.
High five!
Dude, high five. We made it to 2.
That's right.
We made it to 2. All right. So thank
All
you
right.
guys so much. Throw a follow in there. Love to see you again. It's free. Hell, you love me.
I do. Shit, I do.
So we'll see you next time. Have a good
Thanks,
night.
guys. Bye.